Hello there and welcome back to ADcraft, and in today's video we've got something a little bit different. I'm here with WBC Builds and we are doing a build swap challenge for today, so if you just want to say hello.
Hi there guys.
The styles that we use are very different, so obviously I do quite a lot of building in a Japanese style, and Whiteberg City Builds is mainly in a Georgian style, which is why I've got my snazzy outfit going on here.
Yeah, you're definitely matching me here, but I think you've outdone yourself. I need some pantaloons like that where they come up over my waist.
As you mentioned, I challenged you on Twitter to this build swap battle. So if we go through some of the rules, here we're in a creative world. You've quite kindly donated your server to us to do that, so thank you very much for that.
That's okay. Yeah, we're in the country of Whiteberg, which is my fictional place that I'm building.
Yep. And
so we're off in the far out reaches somewhere. I don't actually know where, but yeah.
Yeah, so somewhere over there or somewhere. There's a fantastic city, so do go and check that out if you haven't. I'll be, of course, copying the links in the description for WBC Builds channel, so please do check that out. And yeah, we're going to head off. I'm going to head off over that hill over there and start building. And then
I'm just going to head off over there in that little ditch over there and see what I can come up with.
Building in a ditch, giving yourself a challenge to start with. And then we're going to, towards the end of the video, come back and check out each other's builds and see how we've done. So I'm going to be building in a Georgian style, which is going to be a new one on me, but it is a fantastic style, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to do this Japanese Asian style, so no idea how it's going to turn out, but we'll see what the end results are.
Fantastic. Well, best of luck, and I'll see you at the end of the video.
You too. Yeah, let's go for it.
Right, so here we are in a plains area just over the hill. This is where I'm going to be picking to do my build, just because I need quite a bit of open space. I'm going to clear some of this land off and make sure that I've got everything that I need. And then we'll kick into a bit of a time lapse with some voiceover action, just to show you what I'm doing. And hopefully I'll be able to do the Georgian style proud and get something built. So the first thing I had to do when we decided to do this build swap challenge was to actually work out what kind of a property I wanted to do in this Georgian style. Now, Georgian style is famous for two things: townhouses and then also large country estates. I decided to go for a country estate, and I modelled it on this design, which is the Salutation Hotel, which is in Sandwich in Kent, because I saw the picture and I just really liked the look of it. And I thought it would fit really well in the fact that we are going out into the countryside to build these, yeah, just like the idea of kind of building a standalone structure rather than a townhouse or a set of townhouses for the build off. So the first thing that I'm doing here is putting together the walls for the structure. One of the things that you always see in Georgian properties is the size and shape of the windows. They have a very distinct look to this style, whereby everything has a specific sort of ratio, the amount of wall that you see to the amount of windows and so on and so forth, and that is the same and echoed all the way through different Georgian architecture. Aside from the aspect ratio, the other thing that Georgian properties are really well known for is a lot of marble work and decorative stone work, a lot of it which echoes things like Greek architecture. It was known as neoclassical architecture at the time. So they have large columns and lots of stonework and marble going through the build. So I tried to make sure that everything that I was doing was within that kind of aesthetic style. It does mean that there isn't quite so much in the way of detailing that you can add into these properties, but they have a very kind of plain look to them, and that's kind of what I was then going for, something plain and elegant within the build. Now the frontage of this property does stick out, so I was just building up the two sides of the property first before bringing out the front. It doesn't stick out too much, and I actually found out that I wanted to clear a lot of the landscaping, which did take quite a lot of time because I didn't have any of the the tools that I would normally be using in Creative to do that, such as the fill command, but definitely worth it when I had cleared that out to give me the space that I needed to build this kind of grand entranceway. And I also build a staircase up to this sort of a little bit later on. Now with these properties, you see the marble work that does sort of crisscross at the front of the properties and sort of outline the properties very well. That is something that you see quite a lot in builds of this style. And the main thing that they used was different brick types. Now this one was obviously a stone brick because it lent itself quite well to the Minecraft block palette, and that's what I went for. So as you can see, I've now just about finished building the main part of the build. So getting the shape in place, including this ornate frontage here. And I'm just now going to connect up the final part of the roof before I start then building out the connecting the final part of this frontage before I start building out the roof. So the next thing I did was fill in some of the windows. Now you get a lot of white sash windows within Georgian properties, and the other thing you get is this lip that sits around the roof and kind of holds the roof within it. So I made sure that I had that. I used some granite, some polished granite just above the windows, just to add that little bit of detail that to show that they were kind of supported from somewhere. And then building the roof on this is quite high, so I went for a 1.5 block increase in the roof. Now the best way that I've found to build roofs like this is to build up a skeleton, so to take all of the edges of that and build them up and then connect them up at the top, and that makes it significantly easier when you are then filling in the gaps in between, and it means that you can actually see before you start filling in and do a lot of the block work itself, whether the roof has actually got the angle that you're looking for. So that's just a useful tip when you're building roofs yourself. In terms of the blocks for the roof, I was using some spruce planks and then some dark oak planks for the main part. I thought that gave a nice contrast to the red brick and the amount of quartz that was going into the rest of the build, and was very happy with sort of how the colours came out on that. So now I've built the basic roof structure. Obviously I've got to fill the middle part in, so this is going to slope down to a flat roof, and there's going to be 2 chimneys that I'm going to be putting on here. One of the things that I'm going to do after that is then knock through some A-frame windows that are going to fit into the roof. But in terms of the basic roof shape, I'm quite happy with how that's gone so far and how the build is looking overall. So whilst I fill in the roof, it's worth just saying I did really enjoy doing this build and this challenge. If you'd like to see more challenges like this on the channel, please do drop in the comments what you'd like to see, and also make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future content here. And yeah, I really enjoyed the build and working with Kieran on this, so that was nice. I'm now putting in the dormer windows in the roof. These line up on 3 sides with the windows beneath, but not on the side that I'm working on at the moment. And the other thing that I found was on this build, there's one very distinctive white dormer that sat in the middle, which kind of draws attention and gives a nice bit of detail to the build. I then used some trapdoors on the inside of the windows just to give the appearance of walls, because obviously Minecraft's limited in blocks, before moving on to the chimney itself. Chimneys are big features on Georgian builds, so I used some brick walls around the brick blocks to actually give the depth, and then some andesite stairs and blocks to form the top, with some campfires to give some smoke, and then just filled in the gap in the middle with some more roof. So now I've added the roof in, you can see that then ties up the height of the build itself, and is accurate to the pictures. One thing I did notice is that what I've got here as a window needs to be a quartz feature, so I'll just go and get that sorted, and then sort of finish off sorting out the interior, only to the stage where you can see various different things through the windows, and I'll go into that in a second. Although I'm not doing a full interior for this build because of the time constraints, I thought I'd put in a parquet flooring just to have something to look at through the windows, using some stripped oak logs, and thought the end result came out really, really well. So I was going to do just some simple wooden flooring, but then I thought, actually, given that this build, the length of time this build's taken, I missed one there, that actually doing something a bit special, like some of this parquet flooring, might be a nice touch. So I've just gone through alternating the wood back and forth, and yeah, I think it looks pretty good now. So now, with a bit of decoration done, and a custom tree, some bushes, we have the finished build, which I'm quite proud of. I think it's turned out quite well. We've got some little areas here just with some decoration, some little patio areas with some anvils as a handrail going all around them, and then again just some more bushes just to bring the place to life a bit, to add a little bit of depth. But looking at the front there, it does look great. I'm quite happy with it, and yeah, now it's just time to do the reveal.
Ah, right. Hello, welcome back.
Hello indeed.
How's it going?
Yeah, no, I've finished. I'm happy with the result, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you've created.
I'm exactly the same. Yeah, I'm quite shocked I've managed to finish it. I had no idea what I was doing most of the way through, and you'll clearly see it if you walk over and you go, well, this isn't right. I don't mean to cause any offence to any of the Asian market out there, so we'll see how it goes.
I have full confidence, having seen your builds, that it'll be fantastic.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's worth noting to the viewers that we picked a different place to meet, just because we realised where we were before would quite obviously show where your build was and spoil the surprise a bit.
Yeah, so I forgot that I'd actually chosen where we started as right next to where I wanted to build, and so yeah, oh well. We were just going to ruin the surprise. So where should we start?
Should we take a look at your Japanese creation?
Yes, onwards.
Yes.
Okay, first impressions then.
I can definitely see a very nice looking Torii Shrine here. So,
thank you. I went for a diagonal one because I just wanted to use this landscape as much as I could.
Yeah, and they can be quite tricky to do in the diagonal, just because of like the limitations to the coloured blocks. So I think you've done a really good job there. I like what you've done with the banners, particularly hanging from these lamps.
Yeah, thank you for that. I thought it might as well go for banners galore, because that's kind of the theme, isn't it?
Yeah,
Lots
no,
of silks hanging down.
It's really good, and again, I'm sort of a big fan of the dark prismarine with the dark oak, I believe that is.
Yeah.
As well. So I think the thing that I think that you've done, which I do really like, because it gives quite a authentic and a more old looking view, is that's the red terracotta, isn't it, that you've used there?
Yeah. So it's a better feel than like a red concrete, or I don't even know, like I can't even think of what other block you would use.
Yeah, with the recently I did a video on Torii shrines, and there's the ones that are historic do have a more weathered look. So I think looking through this to the build, it actually has a really nice. It ties in nicely. So well done. First impressions, really good.
Yeah, I can see that you actually are quite impressed with that. No, for the moment I found this area when we were starting talking about this, I went, I know what I'm going to do. I want to put this pagoda type building in the background behind a gate, because I've seen your video and went, those gates are really cool.
Yeah.
So I want to just take it one extra level and do a diagonal one. I've never built one before, so I went, this will look cool.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worked. I think it's nice. You've got a nice scale to it as well, for it being the entryway to an area. So again, like, they come in all different sizes in reality, and yeah, you've done a good faithful representation. So I'm impressed.
Okay, so we've got the main building itself. I guess it's a pagoda type building.
Fly up to get this in shot a bit. This is very, very nice looking, very grand looking structure that we've got here, and I see a nice diagonal staircase, something that people don't do enough, in my view, in Minecraft. People are scared to build on diagonals, and
do you know what? I really think they are, and diagonals just make something feel a bit more authentic, a bit more realistic.
Yeah, it's a shame that Minecraft doesn't allow more diagonal blocks, but one thing with diagonal staircases that I found is obviously you've used the half slabs here, I think.
It makes it easier to walk up rather than actual stairs, because stairs get a bit chunky.
Yeah, with the stairs, I like the angle of these blocks, but with the stairs, because they've got the rounding dynamics, when depending on how you put the stairs, you can actually almost get quite a flat looking look on some of these diagonal staircases, which not a lot of people know.
Oh, well, we'll give it a go sometimes. The interior is unfinished, but you can have a little peek your head in and see the emptiness.
It's a nice space in here.
I tried to taper the top up a little bit as well. I was looking at some reference pictures, and it looked like it sort of tapers slowly up to the top. Yeah,
they do. Almost all sort of Japanese builds have, whether they're multi-story, will have an element of tapering in there. So there's very few of them that I've seen anyway that do sort of maintain the same width all the way up. So good representation there.
Excellent. So if you just sort of fly up, you see I've got little paths going out from three sides of it. I just thought I might make it look like it's been here a while, sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I like the surrounding area as well. It makes the build sit in the landscape. And you were right. You have very much picked a great location for this. It really is looking good. And again, that dark prismarine roof. Can't go far wrong with dark prismarine where it comes to Japanese roofs. Based on the copper, they use a lot of copper in the roofs.
That's exactly what it was. It's the copper, and then the dark wood just sets it off well. Yeah, and it fits in with this forest. The forest is that colour anyway.
And I like the touch that you've got here. Just a little splash of the green terracotta.
Around the bottom. Always got to put a little bit of colour around the bottom of a build. Yeah,
and that's a very nice, again, sort of like just the mixing it up slightly. People again scared of diagonals, scared of colour as well, which is I will warn you, my build is a tiny bit larger.
Okay.
So if you just follow me across this here hill, beautiful view of yours as we.
I'm looking the other way, and I can see yours coming through into the shot.
As you can see, it's quite large.
No, it looks in scale still.
Yes, that's one thing that I tried to do. So the one thing I kind of timed out a little bit on was landscaping. So I've done a little bit of the landscaping, but due to kind of the size of the build, it was just trying to make sure the proportions are right and some of the little details as well with it. But over to you to get you on.
All I can say is I believe I have actually seen the reference image you've definitely chosen for this one.
Yeah.
On the internet at some point, because this is quite a prominent Georgian house.
Yeah.
It's definitely a mid to early Georgian. You've got the quoit stones on the side as well, which are really nice. Really hard to do sometimes. If you don't put enough like brick or enough wall into your build, into your design, you end up with no space to put those little details on the edge.
Yeah.
And you do need them because they are the main features.
Exactly.
Yeah, you've got a lovely front door as well. You've gone for a really nice porch over the top of it. And the doors are good. So another key thing is having just the double doors at the front give it this sense of grandeur, because if you go for one and you've built your build with just a middle, it doesn't always work very well.
No. And also working with a 2-block centre is with the windows and the scale, because obviously the one of the key things in looking at it, the Georgian style, is the golden ratio and trying to.
Exactly that. I think you've definitely this is pleasing to the eye, so you've definitely done something right. Sometimes you find the Georgian build is wrong, and that's because it's been a refaced wooden structure from 100 or 200 years before the Georgian period, and they've just stuck sash windows on in a sort of haphazard way. And you look at it and it goes, this has definitely not been designed by someone that understands the golden ratio.
Yeah.
But no, we've got a great looking building here. I really admire this. It's good. It is actually. It's taken me back. I didn't really expect you to have something of this grandeur. I thought you were just going to build like a townhouse or something, so this is nice.
Yeah, I did think about it, but the thing with the townhouse is when it's out of context, so where we were actually building, that it can look a little bit lost in the
Yes,
environment because it's so dependent on having a set of other houses around it. So I thought
exactly
I'd go for something
that.
a
Yes,
bit standalone.
lovely use of walls here for the drain pipes as well.
Yep.
Drain pipes are always a prominent feature on the Georgian build.
Yes.
It's because of the big flat roofs they have on top. So
Yeah.
you've taken that and run with it.
Yeah.
And I got to say that the chimneys as the main feature here is perfect. So I like how you've used the brick walls to add a little bit of depth in there.
Yeah.
And the tops as well. These are, I may actually end up borrowing this design for some of mine, because I always end up just using anvils to
High
simulate
praise.
this rather than actually do it itself.
Which for something this size, like, you can get away with it. So at the reference imaging I was looking at, actually, that was the thing that attracted me to this. These two, and I think I mentioned to you in sort of like chatting that actually the way that I'm looking now was the first picture I saw of this, and I thought that this was the house. So looking at it from this aspect, I thought was the house, and I thought, oh, this is a brilliant build. This is something that I can quite easily knock together. It was only when I found out what it is, and it's a place called the Salutation Hotel in Kent that this is based on, in Sandwich. And when I looked at further images, I was like, wait a minute, this can't be the same place, because it was showing the front aspect. At that point, I realised the slight error of my ways, that actually it was a lot bigger than I thought. But then I was like, one in, all in, let's go for it.
No, and you've done a cracking job of it. This is this is great. So this is like you said, your first time of building this style as well. So
yep,
I'm taken back by it.
Yeah. So there is one more thing to just sort of show you if you follow me inside. So again, we didn't say that we were going to do the interiors, but once I'd built it with the setting with the grass, I thought I'd just add a nice little floor to it. So
that's good. You've got a nice little patterned floor. Yeah,
a bit of parquet flooring there for
that's
the build.
Very nice.
But,
that's you've done this all by hand as well. Oh god, that's very nice.
Yeah. So once you know how, it's not too painful, but it is something that does take a little bit of knowing how to do it. It's one of those kind of like tricks of
you've inspired me now to put this in one of my builds. So this is the whole thing about sharing build ideas and sharing stuff is people learn from each other.
Absolutely. And other people just have a different viewpoint on exactly how you might undertake a building like this. So I'm guessing that it probably wouldn't be the same way that you would go about building this that I did.
No, not at all, actually. No, you've definitely taken it on and done different things to what I would normally do. For windows, I would like put the brick either side to act as like a ledge or something. But you've done it that way, and I like how you've done these dormers up here as well with the trapdoors rather than whole bricks. It's completely different to how I would do it.
Yeah.
So thumbs up for that.
Fantastic. Well, fantastic. Well, I'm glad that you like it, and I'm equally impressed with your build. And really well done.
Excellent. Yeah, I've enjoyed this. So thank you all for watching this one. I think we'll definitely do this again at some point.
Yes.
Another build swap where we'll both be out of our comfort zones doing something different. So I'm not entirely sure what style's next. I've really never built not a Georgian, of course I do a Georgian and stuff, a medieval or Roman, so maybe that's something we could try. Yeah,
I mean, I think that maybe we open it up to people on Twitter and get them to give us a suggestion of what to build, and then we just
yes.
build.
I think we need to ask the audience on that one, but I'm up for doing this again at some point. Yeah, definitely. It was great fun, and it's always good to try something a little bit different. Happy with the result. I take it you are happy with what your build is, and I was shocked I managed to make it, to be honest. That's the level of sort of like, I stood back from it and went, this is the right sort of shape. How have I managed to do that? Yeah. So it gave me a bit more confidence to build out of my comfort zone. Fantastic. Well, you did a brilliant job. And for anybody watching, then of course the link to Kieran's WBC Builds channel will be in the description below. So make sure you check that out for more fantastic architecture in a similar style to this build. Yes, and as with you, your link will be down below for AD Craft, and it will be for you to go on and have a look at your tutorials. I mean, you did a great one on the Torii gates as well, and one on the Walker I remember watching. So always worth watching. Fantastic. Well,
thank you for this. It's been brilliant, and yeah, thanks everybody who's been watching for watching.
Yeah, thank you all. Right, we'll see you all next time.
Yeah, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channels.
Yeah, cool. Right, see you guys later. Thanks.
Cheers.